Hello students, yesterday I have explained about the interference of light waves. What is interference? When two light waves of same frequency and nearly same amplitude travel simultaneously in the same direction in a medium, then due to their superposition a non-uniform intensity distribution is obtained. At some points more intensity than the sum of the intensities of individual light sources, that is I1 plus I2, is obtained, while at some points lesser intensity is observed. And if these light waves are having the wavelength from 4000 angstrom to the 8000 angstrom, means if these are the visible light, then what will you find? You will find that there will be unequal brightness throughout. At some points there will be greater brightness, at some points there will be lesser brightness. But if you actually see, then when two tube lights are glowing in your study room, then you will find that everywhere there will be a uniform distribution. Everywhere there is a uniform brightness. Nowhere you will find that there is some lesser brightness and some other place there is a greater brightness. If there is some darkness anywhere, then it is because of the shadow due to something. So here we don't observe this non-uniform uneven distribution of the light intensity. We observe the uniform distribution. So क्या इंटरफियरेंस नहीं हो रहा है वहां पर? इन दैट केस ऑल्सो इंटरफियरेंस इज टेकिंग प्लेस, बट दैट इंटरफियरेंस इज नॉट स्टीडी, दैट इंटरफियरेंस इज नॉट सस्टेन्ड. मीन्स what is it means? It is not permanent at a place. Means suppose at this point of the medium and of this point of the board, once there is a brighter fringe, once there is a brighter region. So if at every time there is a brighter region, then that interference is said to be steady, that interference is said to be sustained. But if it is keep on changing intensity at this point of the board, keep on changing with time, sometime it is brighter, sometime it is darker, sometime it is having greater intensity, sometimes it is having lesser intensity, then what will happen? We will not have the sustained interference pattern. And since these changes are taking place in a very quick succession, the brightness of this point is changing in a very quick succession, therefore we will get a general illumination. Everywhere we will find a general illumination, that is a uniform distribution. It's clear? But here also interference is taking place. If the waves are reaching at this point, waves are reaching here, then they are interfering. But that interference is not permanent, that interference is not steady. Therefore, we are not able to get a observable interference pattern. Observable interference pattern means it is the uneven intensity distribution of the light. Uneven intensity distribution of the light. This will be observed only when the position of more brighter regions and position of darker regions are permanent. It's clear? Means अगर यहाँ पर एक बार ब्राइटर रीजन फॉर्म हुआ है तो हर समय लगातार यहाँ पर विद टाइम ब्राइटर रीजन रहे. If at this place there is a darker region, here if there is a darker region, then with time at always instants there is a darker region. It's clear? Once again, here there will be a brighter region. We will find that there will be alternately brighter and darker regions will be formed. It is clear? So see here, what is required for obtaining sustained interference pattern. So yesterday I have told, in the previous lecture I have told that what are the two essential conditions for getting the sustained interference, so that we can get a observable interference pattern. So for this, waves should be of same frequency. if frequency will vary, then what will happen? The phase difference between the waves at any point, the phase difference between the waves at any point will change with time. And when phase difference will change with time, what will happen? Sometimes there will be the constructive superposition, sometimes there will be the destructive superposition. As we know that if the phase difference between the superposing waves is even multiple of pi, then there will be the constructive superposition, or here we can say in that case there will be the constructive interference. A higher intensity will be observed and a brighter region will be found. Similarly, if the superposing waves have a phase difference which is odd multiple of pi, odd multiple of pi means it is pi, 3 pi, 5 pi and so on, then what will happen? Waves will superpose destructively, means crest of one wave will superpose with the trough of the other, and in that case minimum intensity will be observed. It's clear? So this phase difference, if waves are superposing here, so if they are meeting always with the same phase, then what will happen? Always this region will be a brighter region. It's clear? Similarly, if waves are superposing in this region, so if they are always meeting in the opposite phases, then permanently it will be a darker region. So first essential condition is both the waves should have the same frequency. Waves should have same frequency. And number two, which is very, very important, that the phase difference between superposing waves should remain constant with time. It should remain constant with time at any point. Means if once in this region waves are superposing with a phase difference of 2 pi, then always they should meet here with a phase difference of 2 pi. It's clear? Means superposing waves should have the same phase difference with time at any point. If this we can remain fixed, then what will happen? There will be a sustained interference pattern. So as we know that no independent light source cannot be coherent, cannot be emit such type of waves. Independent light sources cannot emit such type of waves. And why? Because light waves are not the continuous waves. These are the discrete pulses which are produced due to what? They are produced due to the atomic transition. When atom returns from the excited energy state to the ground energy state, it emits the energy in the form of the light photon, and the energy, the wavelength of that light photon is given by lambda equals to hc upon delta E. H is Planck constant, c is the speed of light. It's clear? So see here. Here, since light waves are not the continuous waves, these are the discrete pulses. Every pulse is produced due to the different atomic transition and it is emitted at the different timing. Therefore, what will happen? Since it is emitting at different timing, therefore their phases will vary with time. And when their phases will vary with time, then the two waves which will meet at any point, their phase difference will not remain constant. Their phase difference will not remain constant. Means independent light sources cannot produce observable interference pattern. A steady interference pattern or sustained interference pattern cannot be obtained by independent light sources. For this, सोर्सेज शुड बी कोहेरेंट. इसके लिए क्या होना चाहिए? सोर्सेज कैसे होने चाहिए? इट शुड बी कोहेरेंट सोर्सेज. नाउ व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ कोहेरेंट सोर्सेज? कोहेरेंट सोर्सेज आर टू लाइट सोर्सेज आर सेट टू बी कोहेरेंट. Two light sources are said to be coherent if the phase difference between the waves emitted by them at any point remain constant with time. All of you try to understand this, that if once the waves are meeting here with a phase difference of 2 pi, and at all the timing this phase difference remain 2 pi, then it means we will say that the sources are coherent. Coherent sources means two light sources are said to be coherent if the phase difference between the waves emitted by them at any point remain constant with time. If we can achieve this thing, then we will have a observable, a sustained interference pattern. So see here, now I am going to explain an experiment, Young's double slit experiment. Young's had devised its experimental technique to obtaining coherent sources. Those sources which do not fulfill this are called the incoherent sources. So what are the two essential conditions for getting the sustained interference? Number one, light waves should be of same frequency. Number two, both the sources must be coherent. That is, the phase difference between the superposing waves emitted by them at any point with time remain constant. It's clear? So see here, independent light sources can never be coherent. You can see. So this is the Thomas Young in 1801 had performed an experiment of obtaining coherent sources which emit the light waves of the same frequency. This is known as Young's double slit experiment. In the short we call it as a YDSE. YDSE is a experimental technique of obtaining coherent sources, and if once you have obtained the coherent sources, then what will happen? Automatically there will be the interference of the waves emitted by them, and that interference will be the sustained because the phase difference will remain constant with time. So see here, in his experimental setup there were three opaque screens, this L, M and N. These three screens were placed parallel to one another. This is one screen, this is another screen, and this is the third screen. The screen L is consisting a narrow rectangular slit. Narrow rectangular slit, you can see it is like this. It is not narrow, it is here, it is a slit. It is clear? This is called the slit. And if you make it narrow, narrow means its order, its width, here width is this, here you can see that the width will be nearly 1.5 centimeter, nearly 1.5 centimeter. But for this experimental setup, width should be of the order of angstrom. Width of this slit should be of the order of angstrom or micron. It is clear? Means it should be of the order of 10 to the power minus 9 meter. It is clear? 10 to the power minus 10 meter or 10 to the power minus 6 meter. It is clear? So this is the rectangular slit. Now here when it will be illuminated by a light source from this side, when it will be illuminated by a light source, it will become a narrow illuminated rectangular slit, and it will start emitting out what type of wavefront? So since it is a linear source of light, therefore it will emit out cylindrical wavefront. Here you can say that it is emitting the hemispherical wavefront, but it is because of the two-dimensional diagram. Actually the slit is like this. When it will be illuminated by a monochromatic means of single frequency, monochromatic source of light, then what will happen? It will start emitting out the cylindrical wavefront. Cylindrical wavefront will be emitted by it. Now in front of this there is another opaque screen, and it is also having two rectangular narrow slits which are parallel to this, as well as their distance from here is same. Means these rectangular slits are parallel to this, means suppose on the screen L, here this slit is in this way. So on the next screen also the slit will be in the same way. It should not be like this. It should not be like this. It is clear? Here it should not be like this way. Here it should be, length should be along the x direction. So here these two rectangular slits, this slit M, this opaque screen M is consisting two rectangular narrow slits which are parallel to this as well as parallel to each other, and their distance from S1 and S2, their distance from S will remain same, that is SS1 will be equal to SS2. Now see here, when it is illuminated by a monochromatic source of light, it will emit out the discrete light pulses whose phases will be different from one another. Whose phases will be different from one another. These are the various cylindrical wave fronts. It's clear? Here this cylindrical wave front is because of a light pulse having the phase phi 1. It is because of a light pulse due to the phase phi 2. This cylindrical wave front is because of the wave pulse of phase phi 3. Now what will happen? When this one cylindrical wave front will be at S1, at the same time it will be at S2. मतलब क्या है कि जब भी कोई एक cylindrical wave front S1 पर होगा, it will also be at S2 at the same time, because SS1 equals to SS2 because of the symmetry of the experimental setup. Every cylindrical wave front will reach at S1 and S2 simultaneously, and when they will reach at S1 and S2 simultaneously, they will become the source of secondary waves, and they will start emitting out the secondary waves of the same phase as the phase of the original wave. So see here, when this one is reaching here, when this one is reaching at S1, it is also reaching at the S2 at the same time. S1 and S2 will start emitting out the secondary waves of phases phi. So what will be their phase difference at the time of emission? At the time of emission, what will be the phase difference? When S1 and S2 will start emitting out the waves, what will be their phase difference? They are emitting the waves of same phase, so phase difference will be same. Phase difference will be same. It's clear? Now further any phase difference arises because of the path difference, because we know that delta phi equals to 2 pi by lambda into delta x. It's clear? Means suppose when waves are reaching here, this point is just in front of the center of double slit. This is called the double slit, plane consisting double slit. Here opaque screen M is the plane consisting double slit, and this is the center of double slit. And there is a point on the screen, this point you can name O. Here it is just in front of the center of double slit. So you can see here this S1O and S2O will be equal in length. Means the waves which are reaching at the point O, they are covering what length? This S1O. Waves which are reaching at the point O from S2, they are covering length S2O, and this are equal. Therefore what will happen? They will superpose here, they will meet here without any path difference. Without any path difference means delta x will be 0. Delta x will be 0 means what will be? Here they will superpose without any phase difference. Why they will superpose without any phase difference? Because they have started emitting, these waves have started emitting from S1 and S2 without any initial phase difference. Why there is no phase difference? Because both the waves are having the same phase, therefore phase difference will be 0. Now further, at any point on the screen, phase difference will arise because of the path difference. So for the point 2 there will be no path difference, means overall there will be no phase difference, means here they will superpose constructively. This interference is called constructive interference, and here a brighter fringe will be formed, which we call as the central bright fringe. Central bright fringe. It's clear? Now if you take any other point here, we have taken some point P. One wave is covering this path, other wave is covering this path. So you can find that the S2P is longer and S1P is smaller. What will be the path difference now? Path difference will be S2P minus S1P. It's clear? Initially there is no phase difference. Initially there is no phase difference. Now any phase difference which arises is because of this path difference. It's clear? Therefore, if this path difference is even multiple of lambda by 2, there will be constructive interference. If it is odd multiple of lambda by 2, there will be destructive interference. It's clear? And according to that, brighter and darker regions will be formed. So see here, once again you can see in what way S1 and S2 becomes the coherent sources. In what way they become the coherent sources. You can see here that when a cylindrical wave pulse, when a cylindrical wave front of some phase reaches at S1, at the same time it will also reach at S2. Therefore, from Huygens principle, S1 and S2 will become the sources of secondary waves at the same time. Therefore, they will start emitting out the secondary waves of the same phase. And when they will start emitting out the secondary waves of same phase, what will be the phase difference between the superposing waves? It will be 0. Now, when this second wave front reaches, whose phase is phi 2. So the same thing will apply for this second wave front, whose phase is differing from its phase. It's clear? Its phase is differing from its phase. But what will happen now? Once again they will start emitting out the secondary waves of the same phase. Therefore, at the time of emission from S1 and S2, phase difference will be 0. Any phase difference which arises further is because of the path difference. Therefore, when the waves will superpose in between these two screens, we will get alternately brighter and darker regions. And if you put a screen here, you will get a observable interference pattern. Observable interference pattern means here it will be like this. You can see here at the point O, there will be a brighter region. At the point O, there will be a brighter region, means this. Then there will be a darker region. Once again, brighter means here, this is the brighter region. This is a darker region, then once again, brighter region. Similarly, in this side also. So this type of intensity distribution will be obtained. It's clear? These are called the brighter region are called the brighter fringes, bright fringes. Darker regions are called the dark fringes. It's clear? This is the bright fringe, F-R-I-N-G-E, and this is the dark fringe. So in the next lecture, I will explain you further of this, further mathematical details of this, so and about the fringe width also. So okay.